Live. Trying something a little bit different because why the hell not? Experimental, and this is all about taking action versus thinking and overdoing and not doing it. Figuring out what works too, right? Like, a bit better. I feel like I'm blurry. Anyways, this is the first, and it'll be a replay. Yay! Um, this idea came from yesterday as I was in between looking at my crypto assets, thinking of my investment mindset, working on the business aspect of my business, marketing. There's the coaching aspect of it. And yeah, that's what went through my mind or what happened yesterday in the activities and taking care of myself as well. Um, and I don't know how it all works and how I put it together. And I guess it's the whole like I should be a certain way, which bugs, and that's why also I'm choosing to share this here because um, one thing of showing up online that keeps coming up is like pick a niche, be one thing, do one thing, and that I've bugged. There's on a business aspect, and I can share that afterwards. Um, I'm focusing on one thing. But in life in general, I am so not one thing. And I am a multifaceted person. And I think you watching are the same as well. And it's embracing them. And I like to think about as life through seasons. And I've created a podcast episode as well of how I live my life in seasons. But sometimes they're days, they're not just season. So, for example, yesterday I was moving some of my cryptocurrency around. It's not a lot, but I was re-looking at my portfolio. So this is so not financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So do your own research. Yeah, do not take this as financial advice at all. Um, but yes, when I was working in a full-time job starting from June 2021, I started investing 100 US dollars per month into crypto. And I made that a habit. The reason for that is I was experimenting with my mindset on investing. And I've read a lot of different books on financial investment, financial education, financial mindset of how to do this. And one of them is not getting emotionally attached to your financial decision. Because when emotion gets, that's when either you don't buy when you should buy or you don't sell when you should sell, that sort of thing. And I didn't want to be that. So I learned from professional investors who did this over 20, 30, 40, 50 years of their lives and applied it to my life. And this was a test because I had a regular income. And therefore I was like, well, 100 US a month is totally doable. And also very important that I chose is that 100 US a month that I was investing in crypto, I was totally okay if that disappeared. I was conscious that I could be investing it and it would be gone. So I did the investment over 12 months and Bitcoin went less than half over that time. So I lost some of that money, but I was aware and I accepted the fact that that was going to be a possibility and it was totally okay. It wasn't my core savings that I was going to be living off. And that's something, it's like this was play money and I could buy little coins and I could have fun and it didn't matter. And that was crystal clear for me. And even when I talk today, like, yeah. And I also invest and forget about it. So as soon as people start telling me like, yeah, you can buy and then sell and this, I'm like, nah, this is not my strategy. This is so not how I function. So also being well aware of how I function as an individual for investment and following that because yeah, and then I just do that. And I don't like people telling me what to do, especially with my own things, my own life. So yeah, and the crypto aspect of it, also the reason why I came and like covers life in seasons, when late 2020 and early 2021, I started listening to a podcast about, it was from someone who was doing their own personal investment on crypto and he was sharing all of his experience from there. Um, Hey there, Annika. I'm trying to figure out. I guess this is sideways. Well, this is my first YouTube live, so hey, if it doesn't look perfect, that's totally normal. Um, but I started getting interested in crypto. Um, okay, I'm just reading the comments as well that are coming up. Thank you for watching. Um, yeah, I started getting interested in crypto and doing my own learning and growing. And learned a lot, man. Learning from people who are doing and taking actions and they're sharing their own experience is gold. The podcast is called Modern Finance by Kevin Rose. You can find it on any platform. I don't know if he still posts regular on this one because he's gone in NFTs, but even the early episodes of that was really useful. And also a couple episodes on the Tim Ferriss show where he interviews Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, and Naval as well on financial education, was very helpful. So I did, yeah, my own learning. And so when I started investing in crypto, I already had an approach clear in my mind of how I was going to do this. And that was like, okay, I have a direction. I know what to do with them. So yesterday I put my nose back in it and I hadn't looked at it for a while. And I felt good. So first of all, I wasn't emotionally attached to the fact that the money would have changed or things like that. It slightly came up in the last couple of months because Bitcoin came up a little bit, but I didn't have that super strong attachment to it or any attachment to it. I was like, yeah, okay, this is what it is. And then actually what I enjoyed was moving things around and looking at different possibilities. I really enjoy that. Like it's an idea of budgeting and looking at it, but I do have a logical math brain as much as I do the spiritual and manifestation and long term and sort of really feeling into my body. I have a very pragmatic brain at the same time, and I go back and forth with both. And so, yeah, I used that in the crypto, and that came back up yesterday. So I was like, ooh, I get to be this part of me again. I get to be more math orientated, financial investment Tara, and that was fun. I really liked that because that was a part that I haven't touched in a while. Then the second part was the business aspect of it, where I've been following a James Wedmore is launching his Business by Design course, and pre-launch he has had a lot of free content, which has been incredible. And I consumed that. So there was a mini course series. There was a Sorcerer CEO podcast, Digital CEO podcast, and also episode that complemented the mini video series. And I went through all that content, and I completely shifted my marketing mindset as per that on the business aspect. And I have a super clear message now to go forward, which I didn't have when I started about 4 weeks ago, I think it was. And so that's the business side. And same thing, I don't tend to share that a lot. And when I talk to people on a day-to-day basis, this so does not come back. Like these two sides that I've shared is like, no, people don't see that. The coaching, yes, and other things. But yeah, so that was that. That came out yesterday. And then what else came out, did I say? Coaching. So there was a peer-to-peer coaching session. Actually, was interested. Because of tech and things happening, I was actually coaching a mentor coach, which meant they had more experience of like coaching, and I felt very self-aware that I was coaching somebody else, and I was like, am I doing this right? This is right. I'm gonna be like having feedback at the end. What is it gonna be like? And my head started like overthinking at the beginning. I was like, no, calm down. I have a script, a tool to go through, so that helped, and I went through that and it was a beautiful session. It was actually a wonderful moment where I coached and I felt like I served in the same time. And this was a mentor coach, so I was like, yeah, I can serve at so many different levels. And it was on a business goal of hers. And she also entertained the idea to go really business orientated and give a real life experiment that she was going through. And she did. And she went through it. She looked at her calendar, Outlook, and just checked deadlines, and she went through the details of it. And it was breaking down, it was a 90-day goal tool. So breaking down what you want to achieve in 90 days. And then going month per month, what's like one big pillars that you want to achieve, and then breaking it down into rocks. So like what are things to get to those month by month, and then pebbles, so smaller items, and then the sand, which are the tiny little things to do afterwards. And then the water celebration, you get to do that. And yeah, and that happened as well. And then, oh, yesterday I went dancing. Actually, before dancing and before the mental coach, I went to the beach for a swim and chilled, which was so good. Just taking care of myself and resting. And yeah, and then salsa in the evening. There's a show happening on Saturday, which we've been training for the last 4 months. And yeah, I'm excited for that, to be live in person and dancing in front of a public. I have not done that before. I've done improv and theater and film, but I have not danced in a dance performance in front of a public yet. So that's the wrap up of where I am. Yeah. Anyways, learning to embrace every single part of myself. Some days I'll use parts that I haven't used in a long time. Like I said, the crypto and the financial side of it I haven't used in quite a while. The business aspects come back and forth. It's been really active in the last 3-4 weeks, and it was way more quiet for the last 5 months. And I mean, the self-care is a regular thing because that's how I function, that's how I show up. People ask me like, how do I show up so optimistic and energized and caring and supporting every single day? I was like, because I take care of myself first. And I'm able to give so much more. So that feels good. And the salsa is just fun. Salsa is a place where every time I dance, I have a big fat smile on my face. And it's a feel-good moment. I am surprised at the amount of people who tell me like, you're always smiling when you dance. I'm like, well, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't I be? This is a happy place. And then I look around and I notice that most aren't. Some are super focused on the moves. But yeah, like smiling is not a common thing, which I don't know. Feels good to smile. Not smiling just for the sake of smiling, but smiling because I actually feel like smiling and it feels good. So yeah, so this is just a little bit of my update kind of thing. I'm curious to know your feedback. This is the first one. And this is also for self-entertainment. I guess it's going to be for myself too. I am talking myself to my camera right now. And you who's watching right now all the way to the end, which I thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. And well, you know, if you like this one, hopefully you like the next one. So see you for the next one. Oh, and I wanted to say one more thing. I have a TB Insider list where I share things that I learned throughout the week. Specifically to the people who are members of the list, and it's only there. I don't share it anywhere else. It comes out every 2 weeks at the moment. Yeah. So head to Barot, TARABAROT.com, and you'll be able to sign up there. So yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you around, you amazing people. Looking forward to what you can create. Bye. Yes.